Hi, my name is Eric, and I go by the Conjurer of No on YouTube. Um, so I am a longtime fan of YouTube, and ever since I got into YouTube in the late 2000s and 2010, the early 2010s, when I started watching a lot of YouTube, um, I watched Jenna Marbles' videos. And so this video is going to be about what happened recently to Jenna Marbles with regards to cancel culture. So, just a bit of backstory in case you haven't heard. Jenna Marbles is a YouTuber that used to post edgy content. She's a longtime YouTuber. She's been on the platform for over 10 years. She has millions of subscribers, and she's extremely popular. One of her videos, how to trick people into thinking you are good looking, has like almost 70 million views. It's like a 10-year-old video. And basically, she used to post this these videos that were very edgy. I mean, they weren't super offensive in my opinion. She would do impressions of people that were, silly. She would do some stuff that is jokingly racist, but obviously with good intentions to make stuff that's funny and lighthearted. It was never that serious. Um, and basically, she became successful that way. She grew a following, and over the years, she's changed her video style so that it's more like arts and crafts, and she's done stuff like painting crocs, dipping crocs in spray paint. Hydro dipping crocs is what it's called. Stuff about her dogs, and just very generally wholesome stuff. And she's an extremely wholesome person. There was one example of a video I saw where she got this fish tank, and people complained since it was like a cylindrical, I think it was a cylindrical fish tank, that the fish would be confused when they looked out into the outside of the tank. And she was just so apologetic. She was so upset. She changed everything and got a new fish tank. And this is the kind of person that Jenna is. She's a very caring person. She doesn't want people to be upset. So, fast forward to what's happened recently. Jenna made a video where she's apologizing for her past mistakes, which what she calls, in her own words, offensive content. So what I think is that Jenna shouldn't have to apologize. And what's happening is basically cyberbullying. It's part of this thing called cancel culture, where a group of people harass you online and basically get you to change something about yourself and apologize. And they try and, ruin your career over stuff, in Jenna's case, stuff that's happened in the past. And to me, this is completely unacceptable. What this is doing is this is creating a censored environment on YouTube where people don't have freedom of expression. And I'm all for free speech within limitations. I think that free speech does have limitations. You can't go bullying people. You can't make hate speech. You can't, promote violence or say you're going to hurt somebody. There are limitations to free speech, which I think are a definite, good thing to have in place and written into the guidelines of YouTube. But what Jenna did, in the 2010s and 2011, it didn't violate the guidelines of YouTube. Simply what happened is people were offended by her videos, or at least said they were. What I suspect is that they were just looking on the internet for something to be offended by, and they raise a stink about it. They're like a gang. They're coordinated online on Twitter, is what Jenna said, is that she was tweeted incessantly at. And because of all these tweets, all these people saying your videos are offensive, you have to apologize, Jenna caved in and apologized. And so my opinion on this is that it's okay to apologize, but it's not okay to have to censor yourself. But I certainly respect the fact that, Jenna says, she doesn't want to offend people. She seems to really, believe that, and that's what she wants. So maybe if she's not proud of her old videos from 2010, certainly by all means take them down. But what trend is this setting? Is this reinforcing cancel culture? I think it is. I think this is promoting a culture of, you can lose your livelihood from mistakes you made 10 years ago. And it's not as if, certain everything, just because it's in the past is excusable. You know, in the law, there's the statute of limitations, and certain things, um, you can still be charged for at any length of time in the future. But, if a video, let's say, of Jenna doing an impression of Nicki Minaj, and first of all, Jenna, I don't think she was doing blackface. She had a tanned complexion. She put on a pink wig and acted like Nicki Minaj. So people mistook this for blackface. So Jenna said, sort of went along with it and said, "I'm sorry for doing blackface." But I don't think it was Jenna's intention to do blackface. At the end of the video, she had the same makeup on, and she had her blonde hair, her makeup on. That was her look back in the early 2010s, in 2011. And now Jenna is apologizing for this. So I think what's wrong with this situation is that people can be bullied and forced and coerced into apologizing. And it creates, a social norm of this kind of thing happening. And, it's a culture where bullying is permissible. It creates a norm for bullying. And I think one of the reasons I'm making this is because some of my content, especially where I do the character Jethro, my channel's not that big. I do get, maybe 50 views if I make a song that's really good, 100 views. And my less watched videos, if these Twitter bullies took a look at it, would I be kicked off YouTube? Would people ask me online? And I think this is unacceptable. I think what I would have done in Jenna's shoes is I would have maybe apologized in a very eloquent way and saying, like, I'm sorry if this offended you, but I would have personally kept the videos up, because it's like a history lesson, that people can look at your old videos and see where your roots are. They can see where you came from. I don't think at the time anyone had any problem with Jenna's videos. It's sort of like we need to invent things to be offended by, and um, because of these inventions, being offended at impressions of someone from another culture or race, I think that we're starting to allow more and more bullying because of that. That people can gang up on you and try and ruin your life by, maybe kicking you off of YouTube. Uh, you know, and I sort of wonder, if people don't speak out about this. There are a lot of people that are concerned about this. PewDiePie made a post on YouTube with a screenshot of Jenna's video, um, and he basically supported her and said cancel culture is stupid. He called the people who are these bullies, these douche tubers, which I think is a fantastic word. Um, and I think that really we need to put our collective foot down. If people want to, be able to make content that follows the guidelines, the community guidelines on YouTube, have good videos, and if people want to be edgy and have, slightly silly humor, whether that be, sexist or racist in a joking way or any other thing that people can be offended by, so be it. It's not illegal for people to be offended. No one has the right to not be offended. You can't live in this bubble and safe space. You can't just demand that YouTube is your safe space. If iDubbbz, let's say, if iDubbbz videos offend you, don't watch them. If Jenna Marbles videos offend you, don't watch them. That's what a liberal would do is they would take personal responsibility, and they wouldn't bully someone, for stuff they've done in their past because they're offended by it. You know, Jenna's no one said to Jenna, because of your videos, my classmates are making fun of me because I'm black or because I'm Asian. No one, that never happened, and certainly what Jenna did is insensitive, but it's with, I think it's with good taste. The jokes were funny, and she wasn't intending it to harm people. I think that's the bottom line, is the context of the humor and the intention behind it is that it's not meant to offend. So what I'll say in closing is that if you're watching this video and you think it's okay to bully someone because they've done offensive things in the past, or even if they're doing offensive things now, like I am with Jethro, go fuck yourself.